day. I wanted to talk about stones. Very small word. But there's great depth to them. There's all kinds of stones. There's physical stones, the kind you build foundations with. Then there are ones that the body creates. Gallstones, kidney stones. Then there are the spiritual stones. Heart of stone. Bag of stone. We all have our own spiritual bag of stones. You know, there's this saying, and I don't have to go into the story, but it's about passing judgment, wishing harm, disrespecting. Those are the ones that throw stones. Every time you disrespect another, you're throwing a stone. Every time you judge somebody, you're throwing a stone. We pick up the stones. We all do it. It's a habit we have. Look around. Go so any kind of social media. Look at all the stones being thrown. Somebody once said, if you are without sin, cast the stone. We have another saying, leave no stone unturned. See, when you're picking up a stone to throw it at another person, you're also turning it over. Perhaps it's at that moment, instead of throwing the stone and feeding that negative emotion, that anger, that hatred, that disrespect out at another. Perhaps we need to stop and look at the stone. Turn it over. What we dislike is but a reflection of what we refuse to see inside of ourselves. The depth of it is amazing. The depth. We have no clue. We sit there in our little minds and saying, oh, I know I'm right. And perhaps you are. But in what aspect? We're a reflection. We're all connected in every aspect. Spiritually, we all come from one source. One. And that one source, so many names. But the bottom line, It's one source. So when you go to pick up that stone and you go to throw it, how about instead you step back? You don't feed that emotion. You don't jump into it, dive in. How about you step back and you say, you know, why does it bother me so? What is it I'm refusing to see inside of myself? What is it I'm refusing to acknowledge? Because when we're going after that other person or subject, whether it's animal, mineral, vegetable, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When we're judging ourselves. We're judging another aspect of ourselves. When you condemn a person, you're condemning yourself. Because somewhere inside of you, you've been there. You've done it. Oh, but the ego will pop up and say, oh no, not me. I could never. How do you know? We leave stones unturned. We scream at others. We call them demons. But yet we don't bother to look at the demons inside of us. Perhaps at that moment, it's not you screaming demon. It's the demon in you screaming. That ego. That emotion. That emotion can take you to an all-time low. Or a euphoric high. Make you feel like you're a king, a god, a goddess. That you're invincible. They're extremes. They're both emotions. They're ego. They're inflated. They inflate your mind. They create physical sensations in your body. Sometimes we get so caught up in that stone we're throwing that we'll go on a rant for days. Sometimes. Sometimes we don't. The more you feed into it, the bigger it gets. And that hatred begins to grow inside of you like a cancer. And it's an anger. And it eats you slowly, like a poison. Creates physical ailments in your body. And then you go running to a doctor expecting to be healed. They're not there to heal you. That's not how they make their money. You see, we live in a world based on greed, power, control, lust. Take a look around. I would bring up TV, but I haven't watched it for so long, so I can't say what's on TV. Probably nothing good. I'm told they don't miss anything. We look outside of ourselves. throw the stone. You're to blame. You're the reason. No. We are the reason. Because when you're throwing that stone, you're just as guilty as they are. People say they want a world filled with love. What do you think love is? Physical? No, it's not. It has nothing to do with romance. Nothing at all. And we live in a world that doesn't really understand what love is. And before you can understand that, you have to learn to love yourself. And that means accepting your true nature. That means when you pick up the stone, you turn it. You look at it. At that point, it becomes a mirror, a reflection of what you are inside. If you cannot accept the other half of what you are, you will never grow. You will continue to throw stones. You all do. No matter how great, how small. It can be anywhere from a pair of pants that somebody's wearing to a nuclear bomb being set off. We all played a part in it because we were all busy throwing the stones, not realizing that even though we threw the stone, it stayed with us, became part of our spiritual baggage, weighs you down after a while. Some people can't even walk straight because the load they carry is so great. So very symbolic, you know. Every bit. If you want to make a difference in this world, don't do it by throwing a stone. Start with yourself. Pick up that stone, because when you go to pick it up to throw it, stop. Stop. Breathe. And say, why? What is it I'm not seeing? People want the truth. You think it's all rainbows and unicorns? It's not. You think your creators are coming to bring peace? They're not. You are the children of the creators. Do you want to grow? Look inside. See the reflection. You're two halves of a whole. You're both light and dark. Stop blaming others. Start looking inside. Know thyself. Eventually you might get to where you don't want to pick up that stone. Because you know. And when you do, you're going to have to look at yourself and see the reflection. because you are aware. You're not just awake, you are aware of the depth of the understanding. And at that point, they become the stones you need to turn. We gotta walk through the ego. Gotta walk through the mind. It's a labyrinth. It's a maze. Doesn't matter what another says. Mind will give you all kinds of excuses. But the one looking back at you in the mirror, the one looking at you eye to eye, literally, you can't hide from them. You can't hide. The other half, your higher/inner self. We're entering a shift of consciousness. We are entering into the cerebellum. We speak symbolically. But yeah, do yourself a favor. The next time you go to pick up a stone to throw at someone, step back and turn that stone towards you. It takes more courage to do that. It takes inner strength. What we dislike in every aspect of our lives is but a reflection of what we are inside. You want to make the world better. It starts with you. You're a seed. You want your roots to grow? Or do you want them to rot? You want to be a better person? And know thy enemy. It's inside of each and every one of us. We all have to face it. All of us. There's no escape. And it ain't about going online and making confessions. Because the only one that you've got to confess to is to you. You all, we all, everything around you carries the divine spark. And your Creator does not discriminate at all. The Creator loves all, good and bad. But it's a matter of opening your eyes and seeing the truth. And then again, that's another question. What is the truth? Is the truth what you think it is? Do we really know? If you project and think you've got a grand idea of what you think it is, you ain't even close. Bind your eyes. Let Spirit guide them. Let the energy flow take you where you need to be. Connect with your soul group. And know that everything that goes on outside of you is a reflection of what's inside. And that's the bottom line. It's a humbling experience, you know. It's also between you and your Creator. Your Creator is inside of you. Come in 3. Left or right of cerebellum. 3 on the hill. Don't be the morning. Don't be the evening. Be the afternoon. What comes in 3s? We really have no clue what's going on out there. We really don't. You have a good day. These are my thoughts for the day. Stones. They don't need to be.